Old man or anyone else, it's not a bargain if you don't want to pay anything. After captivating audiences for so long, have you heard of Rick Harrison? His meteoric rise to fame began with the History Channel series Pawn Stars, where his sharp sense of humor and extensive knowledge left viewers in awe. The pawnbroker's personal life and business dealings have come under intense scrutiny as the show's ratings have skyrocketed, leading to speculation about possible bankruptcy and legal issues. More details have emerged that could explain the shocking developments that have rocked the Pawn Stars universe. What happened to him? Let's take a look at his life together. Early life of Harrison. Richard Benjamin Harrison Jr., a veteran of the United States Navy, and Joanne Rue Harrison are the parents of Rick Harrison, who was born on March 22, 1965 inches, the city of Lexington, North Carolina. Rick Harrison is the offspring of Richard Benjamin Harrison. Chris Harrison is his older brother, while Joseph Kent Harrison is his younger brother. He has two family members, Corey Harrison, Harrison's son, along with his sister Sherry Joanne Harrison, who unfortunately lost suddenly at the early age of 6, has recalled that their family genealogy may be traced back to William Henry Harrison, who was the President of the United States of America. Nevertheless, Rick Harrison himself has voiced his caution about this purported assertion. The allegation made by his father that they had a distant familial tie with President Benjamin Harrison is not supported by the evidence. In the year 1967, when Rick Harrison was only 2 years old, who is acknowledged as the grandson of William Henry Harrison. Because of his father's military assignment, the family was forced to relocate to San Diego, which is located in the state of California. In the course of his life, Harrison began to suffer from epileptic seizures at the age of 8, which led to him spending a significant amount of time confined to his bed. It was because of this scenario that he developed a strong respect for reading and literature, which has remained with him throughout his whole life. Among the many literary works that grabbed him, he enjoyed reading. His specific affinity for a series written by John D. Fitzgerald and referred to as the Great Brain series was established over time. The story revolves around Tom D. Fitzgerald, a con artist from Utah who was only 10 years old at the time. His innovative ways to make money made an indelible mark on Harrison during his formative years. Harrison showed a strong interest in both the field of physics and the field of history, with a special concentration on the historical narrative of the Royal Navy during the latter half of the 18th century and the early 19th century. His educational experience started at Taft Middle School, which is a school that falls under the jurisdiction of the San Diego Unified School District. Despite this, he chose to stop his official schooling while he was in the 10th grade to participate in a successful business endeavor that entailed the sale of fake Gucci handbags. During April 1981, the Harrison family underwent a substantial geographical shift, which was reportedly earning him $2,000 per week. Planning to relocate to Las Vegas, Nevada. When he was just 17 years old, his parents' real estate business was devastated by an unforeseen failure. Harrison's life took a pivotal turn. The news that Harrison's fiancée Kim was expecting a child was a critical turning point in his life. Even though they had a miscarriage, the couple decided to make their love official by getting married. On the 27th of April, 1983, their first child, Corey, was born into the world. This occurred within a space of 2 years. On the other hand, Harrison and Kim's relationship began to deteriorate not long after the birth of their second child, Adam, which ultimately led to the couple's separation. During a blind double date, Harrison eventually met Tracy, who would go on to become his second husband. This meeting took place around 9 months later. The pair began living together after a romance that lasted for 6 months and another 8 months after that. Their vows were exchanged. As a result, he took on the obligations that come with being a dad to both Corey and Adam. However, as time went on, his life took an unexpected turn. The year 1981 marked the beginning of Harrison's father's business endeavors, which included the development of a tiny second-hand shop that was 300 square feet in size and was known as the Gold and Silver Coin Shop. Strategically located on Las Vegas Boulevard South, during the daylight hours, Harrison dedicated his efforts to assisting his father within the confines of the store, while his evenings were occupied with the demanding task of repossessing vehicles. After 5 years, the store transitioned to a more spacious venue situated on Fremont Street. However, after 2 years of operation at this new site, the Harrisons faced the unfortunate circumstance of losing their lease. According to his memoirs, this setback was the impetus for them to relocate to a freshly completed building located inside a bustling business sector on Las Vegas Boulevard. Harrison explains the continuous desire that he and his father had to transform their company into a pawn shop, which they considered to be a logical evolution in their business. In 1955, a legislative condition was created that restricted the issue of new pawn licenses depending on the population of Las Vegas by the year 1988. This particular requirement made their goals more difficult to achieve. Because the city's population had surpassed 200,000 and was on a rapid upward trajectory, Harrison made it a point to contact the city statistician every week. He was eagerly awaiting the opportunity to apply for a coveted pawn license once the population reached the threshold of 250,000. By the year 1989, the population had indeed reached that milestone, and Harrison was able to apply for the license. As a result of several legal hurdles, the Harrison family was able to successfully obtain their pawn license in the same year that they proudly opened their gold and silver pawn store located at 713 Las Vegas Boulevard South. Conveniently located less than 2 miles from the iconic Las Vegas Strip by 2005, the business had flourished to the extent that Harrison and his father were extending approximately $3 million in loans annually, which in turn generated around $700,000 in interest income. By the year 2006, the establishment had garnered a notable reputation for its collection of distinctive sports memorabilia. Each piece, accompanied by its unique narrative among these items, was a Super Bowl ring from the 2001 New England Patriots previously owned by the Reed, American football cornerback, Brock Williams. In addition, the business catered to those who were involved in gambling activities, as stated by Harrison's son Corey, who mentioned that a lot of customers would regularly come in to pawn stuff so that they could acquire petrol to travel back home. He claimed that the jewelry made up the bulk of things bought into the store since the beginning of the television series Pawn Stars, according to a remark that Harrison made in the year 2010. The inventory of Harrison's business has consistently shown a ratio of roughly 5,000 goods that have been pawned out of a total of 12,000 items. Gaining renown, Harrison devoted a significant amount of time, spanning 4 years, to promoting the idea of a television program that would revolve around a pawn shop, an endeavor that was motivated by the publicity that his business acquired as a result of its participation on the show Insomniac with Dave Attell in 2003, even though he had been working hard to achieve this goal. In 2008, he was unable to obtain the intended result. Nevertheless, a breakthrough happened when Brent Montgomery and Colby Gaines from Left Field Movies came up with an original concept for a reality show. Harrison was contacted for potential cooperation on a television series that was initially presented to HBO, but the network expressed a preference for a format that was similar to Taxicab Confessions. The project was set in a pawn shop that was located in Las Vegas. It is suggested that the story will take place in the night window of the gold and silver pawn store. Additionally, in a video that was uploaded on YouTube in February 2009 entitled Pawn Stars, the story is told. The remark that Corey Harrison made, in which he pledged to use a firearm, was met with widespread criticism. During the time that a woman was being led out of the business, he displayed his ability to face an intruder at the same time that she was heard screaming. A wedding ring that her husband had sold to the establishment was the object of her insistence that it be returned. Within the context of her role as a pivotal player at the History Channel, Nancy Dubuque attempted a substantial modification to the structure of the show. This innovative strategy included the participation of on-camera specialists who expressed their opinions about various things shown at the gold and silver pawn shop, while also drawing attention to the complex interpersonal dynamics that exist between the employees of the establishment and the customers that frequent it. In the beginning, the title was supposed to be Pawning History. A member of the production crew from Left Field suggested that the program be rebranded as Pawn Stars, and the show went through the process of undergoing this transition. This moniker made a sly reference to its more controversial counterpart, the phrase porn stars. This results in an increase in its marketing attractiveness. It is heavily featured in the series. Big Hoss is a nickname that was given to Richard Harrison by his son Harrison, grandson Corey, and grandchildren. Richard Harrison is affectionately regarded as the old guy, guides the pawnbroking industry. In addition, Austin Chumley Russell, who has been Corey's buddy since boyhood and is now an employee, brings a fresh and original dynamic to the ensemble. His efforts to educate the general population about the pawn industry have been recognized. The National Pawnbrokers Association presented Harrison with the title of Pawnbroker of the Year. Harrison was awarded with this award. The television program Pawn Stars gained the distinction of being the top-rated show on the History Channel during the years 2010 and 2011. This achievement occurred in January, in the year 2011. Concurrently holding the title of the reality television series with the second highest ratings, on the 7th day of June in the same year, Harrison took the initiative to write a biography titled License to Pawn Deals Thefts and My Life at the Gold and Silver. This literary work got major attention, and it was the only thing that could surpass the popularity of Jersey Shore. Harrison made a cameo appearance as himself, in addition to his literary activities, which ultimately led to his attaining the outstanding rank of number 22 on the New York Times bestseller list as of June 26, 2011, accompanied by his son Corey and Chumley in the episode titled I Lost My Head in Vegas, which aired on November 3, 2012, as part of the American television series iCarly shortly thereafter on November 7, 2012. He portrayed the role of an antique store owner in the episode The Safe of the television series. In the middle of January of the year 2014, Harrison assumed the role of spokesperson for the MicroTouch One razor, a grooming product, specifically designed for male consumers. As part of his cooperation, he made a major appearance in a television advertising that was designed to effectively sell the One razor product range. After that, in June of 2014, the History Channel introduced a brand new series that was released under the title United Stuff of America. The same group of people who are responsible for producing the hit show Pawn Stars are also responsible for producing this series, which dives into major objects that have played crucial parts in historical events. Displaying objects such as the cane that Andrew Jackson used to foil an attempt at his assassination, the actions that Abraham Lincoln took during his early years as a rail splitter, and the pencils that Ulysses S. Grant used while writing his memoirs are some examples of the items that are on display. Additionally, in July 2014, the History Channel debuted a game show called Pornography, which featured Harrison, Corey, and Chumley in a format that revolved around competition. They engage in conversation with the candidates to frustrate their attempts to earn cash and a variety of products from the vast inventory of the gold and silver pawn store. The challenges. But something unexpected happens during Pawn Stars. His father dies. Keeping financially stable was one of the many obstacles that the Harrison family had to overcome in their day-to-day life. Henry Richardson. At the age of 14, the eldest son felt an overwhelming need to help support his family. He took on the enormous responsibility of driving a school bus, which required him to get up early every morning to make sure the students were safely transported to and from school. Every evening, he would carefully park the bus at his house. He was paid a little salary, usually equating to $5 or $6 every week. As luck would have it, when Richard was 17 years old, an incident that would shape his future was his attendance at a lively barn dance. It was at this exciting party that he met the beautiful young woman who would become his beloved wife, Joanne Rue. Harrison and Joanne were married in 1960 after exchanging vows that symbolized their commitment to one another. However, they faced many challenges on the way to their union, which tested their resolve. Joseph Rue was a distinguished county judge who later became a prominent attorney for Philip Morris in North Carolina. It was a dangerous scenario for Harrison. After deciding to steal a car, a fateful decision, after this gaffe landed him in court, a judge faced him with a terrifying predicament. To join the military or serve a jail sentence, Harrison chose to enlist in the U.S. Navy in October 1958, along with a heavy heart and a strong sense of duty. Shortly after their marriage, Joanne got the happy news that she was pregnant. However, the joy was quickly overshadowed by the difficulties that would come their way when their firstborn, Sherry, was born with Down syndrome. A condition that, despite the difficulties they faced, offered the couple pleasure as well as grief. Incredible resiliency was on display by Harrison and Joanne. In February of 1962, Harrison made the crucial choice to leave the Navy. They eventually welcomed 3 more children, Joseph, Rick, and Chris. Yet, 14 months down the road, his life's trajectory veered off the rails. Returning to the military, he enlisted for the simple reason that Sherry needed assistance to pay for her medical bills. Sadly, their darling daughter Sherry didn't make it until her 6th birthday. Surviving the emotional upheaval while making a lasting impression on her family, the man was confronted. Harrison never wavered in his dedication to the United States. In his stellar 20 years of service to the United States Navy, he was a paymaster among many other things, and he rose through the ranks to become a petty officer first class. During his time in the Navy, Harrison served on 4 separate ships. From 1972 to 1976, he was a member of the USS Chowanok, a fleet tug. In 1967, he was sent to the beautiful coastal city of San Diego, California. He attended to his military duties, while his wife Joanne worked toward her own career goals at the same time. Harrison eagerly joined his wife's growing real estate firm once she earned her license in 1970 and opened her own office in 1973. He was discharged from the Navy in 1979. A major slump hit the real estate market, which was unfortunate. To make matters worse, loan rates skyrocketed to a whopping 18%. Harrison suffered significant financial setbacks as a consequence of the current economic situation. The huge sum of $1 million was the last straw that brought down his firm in 1981. On the 25th of June 2018, the world grieved the death of Harrison as he succumbed to the unstoppable symptoms of Parkinson's disease. Many people's lives were profoundly affected by his death. The legacy he left behind will be remembered forever after he passes away. Joanne, Harrison's loving wife, and their 3 boys received consolation from their extended family, which included 10 grandkids and 5 great-grandchildren, as he made his last arrangements. Harrison put his son Rick in charge of the company's operations, from his inheritance, guaranteeing that his business dealings will be handled with the highest degree of care and attention. Our discovery is accompanied with deep anguish. Dear Christopher and Bradley Keith, on purpose, Harrison left out his youngest son from his will, causing people to wonder what drove this decision. Just 2 days after Harrison passed away, the highly regarded TV show Pawn Stars paid tribute to his remarkable life with a special episode called A Treasure Remembered. The touching tribute showcased memorable moments from the show, along with genuine interviews that shed light on the impact Harrison had on those around him. It served as a testament to the lasting legacy. He laid the groundwork, and the treasured recollections. His mother made a surprising decision, and he felt as though the loss of his father wasn't bad enough. Served with a notice of notable growth in 2022 by the mother. The judicial process was begun by Joanne Harrison, who sought a temporary restraining order against her son. An ongoing litigation caused this step. The family's wealth and the Las Vegas enterprise, which became famous on the popular reality show, are at issue in the case, as stated in court documents. Joanne Harrison, who is 81 years old, is trying to stop her son Rick from doing anything that may hurt her family company, including handling $25,000 in payments, moving assets, or anything else. This legal maneuver brings attention to the simmering tensions that have been building for a while, especially since legal representatives got involved when Joanne Harrison threatened to remove her son from the family trust. At the time, Rick had no idea that his mother was engaging in legal maneuvers, but he suspected that other parties were influencing her decisions. He considered the possibility that people whose goals did not coincide with his mother's were manipulating her. Rick Harrison said that he and his mother had tried to have a serious conversation for months, but it had failed. Among the complex familial dynamics at play in the current legal battles, he said, is the fact that Joanne Harrison owns 100% of one of the corporations at issue in the case. It would appear that Joanne's main concern is solving the mystery of what happened to her money. Analyzing a string of emails exchanged between attorneys from September to December reveals Joanne's pressing need for improved and more consistent financial aid, since the erratic disbursements, totaling $85,000 in 2020, were insufficient to meet her financial commitments. Her main concern is finding enough money to cover her medical bills, which add up to nearly $15,000 per month and include the cost of a full-time caretaker. She also has an immediate need to find out what happened to her assets after her husband passed away. According to the evidence, she has doubts about her son. Such a complicated family dynamic, with her suspicions that he may have secretly taken $3 million in loans using her assets and transferred her money. In May 2012, a man called Daniel Callahan filed a case in the District Court of Las Vegas against the Harrison family. Harrison and his son Rick were accused by Callahan of failing to provide enough protection at their facility. Reportedly, Callahan was thrown to the sidewalk after being forcibly removed from the pawn shop, resulting in injuries that he said were worth $20,000. When a fight broke out in the business over a gun that Harrison had brought in, his grandson Corey stepped up to protect his family. According to him, Callahan was completely uninvolved in the confrontation with Harrison and Rick. Corey emphasized that the safety of everyone there was their top priority and that removing Callahan from the scene would be best. In October 2012, a lawsuit was filed against the History Channel, the show's cast, including Harrison and the rest of the crew. Wayne F. Jeffries, a Las Vegas-based promoter and the Harrisons' manager, was the one who initiated legal action. When it came to the Harrisons and Chumley Russell's television projects, Jeffries had been a key figure in handling them. Jeffries was instrumental in the creation of the series and had previously operated the popular 7 restaurants in Las Vegas. He also helped fund the city's annual Red, White, and Boom Independence Day extravaganza. However, Jeffries stated that his influence diminished dramatically after the premiere of the show. The promised cash and merchandise royalties never materialized, and he was ultimately fired. According to Jeffries, the Pawn Stars cast was unhappy with the spin-off series Cajun Pawn Stars from the start, and they didn't find out about it until January 2012, when they saw it in a TMZ article. Las Vegas's Clark County District Court is where the case was filed. Because the defendants meddled with Jeffries' commercial dealings, this event highlighted the ongoing conflicts and tensions inside the famous TV show. Personal life. Tragedies abound in his personal life, and he has also suffered them. Marriage. Similar to his father, Harrison had formative years filled with unexpected challenges and life-changing events. He was just 17 years old when he and his fiancée Kim received the devastating news that she was pregnant. The news brought a complicated mix of joy and fear into their lives. A miscarriage was a devastating loss for them. However strong their love and dedication to one another, faced with an unwavering resolve to create a future together, after much deliberation, the young couple decided to tie the knot. The birth of their first child, Corey, on the momentous day of the 27th of April 1983, brought them enormous joy and a sharp realization of the new responsibilities that came with marriage. Their family grew even more with the arrival of their second son, who was born in just over 2 years. Tragically, their paths crossed on a blind double date, and Tracy would go on to become his second wife. Fate had other plans. They bravely decided to live together within 9 months of meeting, and their romance blossomed with time. After 8 months of loving one another and strengthening their passionate bond, they make a solemn vow to be married. They took on the immense duty of caring for Corey and Adam like their own children. Fast forward to 2012, and Harrison was about to embark on a life-altering phase. It was around this time that he met Deanna Burdett, a remarkable woman who swept him off his feet. Their romance flourished, and Harrison was overjoyed. On Valentine's Day, I made a bold declaration to the Burdett girl. I'm about to pop the question as I give her an engagement ring. Much to his joy, Burdett accepted his proposal of marriage and was pleased by his hasty move. Their wedding, a joyous celebration of their love, took place in 2013 amid 85 valued visitors. In the picture-perfect setting of Laguna Beach, California, they said, "I do." Having their loved ones there added a special touch to the event. The ring bearer was none other than Harrison's co-worker Chumley from Pawn Stars. Danny Coker of Counting Vehicles was the perfect officiant for the occasion. To make the celebration more enjoyable and entertaining, who did anything special that everyone will remember? The energetic glam rock band performed at the reception. Panther of Steel. Everyone there seemed happy, and the air was electric with laughing and excitement. Harrison's life story would not have been complete without the Pawn Stars television show, and this wedding was a perfect embodiment of its lively attitude. It is interesting to note that Harrison and Burdett had previously been married. However, their union ended in September 2020. Harrison then married Amanda Palmer in 2021, and they are still together to this day. In January 2024, Rick suffered an unimaginable tragedy, the premature death of his son Adam, who died from the devastating effects of fentanyl and methamphetamine being present within his body. Accidental death was determined to be the cause of death by the medical examiner's office in Clark County. This terrifying event resulted in the death of Adam, a young man who was just 39 years old. It was stated that Adam had been gone since the 17th of January, and no one had seen him for a considerable amount of time. This sounded the alarm. It was not until the 19th of January that his landlord discovered him unconscious, and it was then that police enforcement was notified as well. An affirmation of Adams's position. Death was brought about by a heartfelt Instagram post that was made by Rick. The post contained a snapshot of the two of them having dinner together at a restaurant or other establishment, accompanied with a note that was written from the heart and stated that "You will be in my heart forever." A statement was sent on January 22nd, accompanied by a broken heart emoji, and it was provided by a family spokesperson named Laura Herveish. The message said, "I love you, Adam." In addition to confirming that Adams's untimely death was caused by an overdose of fentanyl, the family also issued a sincere appeal to the general public. "We respectfully request that their privacy be respected at this extremely trying time, especially in light of the horrific occurrence that has occurred." It was an occasion that Rick took advantage of to discuss the more widespread problem of fentanyl in the United States, emphasizing the critical need for enhanced public knowledge and concern over this catastrophe. Various persons, including Donald Trump Jr., at the helm sent notes of condolence to Rick on his Instagram profile, expressing their sorrow over his passing. This is Corey Harrison. Adam's older brother took a minute to show his respect for his younger brother by sharing an image from their childhood that brought back fond memories. Accompanied by sincere expressions of his affection for Adam Harrison, even though Adam Harrison may not have been a prominent public figure comparable to their father, he did, however, have a stint at the gold and silver pawn shop before transitioning into a career as a plumber. Corey had previously mentioned that Adam had little interest in participating in the reality television series Pawn Stars in the face of such profound personal grief. For the most part, Rick has made an effort to have a cheerful attitude. Although he frequently tries to hide his sadness beneath a pleasant appearance, he has continued to be actively involved in the political sphere, extending his support to Donald Trump in his quest for the presidency and making other contributions. Supporting Daniel Rodham was running for the 3rd Congressional District of Nevada in the same year that Rick harbored aspirations of running for governor of Nevada in 2022. Although he has not yet made a definitive announcement regarding his plans for a potential run for the United States Senate in 2024, he has managed to keep the public intrigued with his mysterious remark. Never say never. In addition to his endeavors in the realm of politics, Rick has been honored with the prestigious title of Kentucky Colonel, which is a notable accolade bestowed by the governor of Kentucky upon distinguished individuals. This recognition was bestowed upon him during a segment of the Pawn Stars spin-off, Pawn Stars Do America, which displayed scenes that were filmed at the historic Locust Grove community. Rick's formal entrance into the Kentucky Colonels took place in June 2023 within the opulent walls of their grand chamber. This occurred as he was transitioning into a time of semi-retirement. Rick has released himself from the full-time tasks that he was responsible for at the pawn store, altering his focus to concentrate on his continuous participation in reality television. The 2nd season of Pawn Stars has been particularly successful in the United States. Even in the middle of the legal issues and personal struggles that have marked his recent experiences, he takes great pleasure in the moments that he can spend with his grandkids and his family. As he begins this new chapter, one can only hope that the future will be filled with more favorable conditions for Rick in 2019. Harrison put his Red Rock Country Clubhouse, which is located in Summerlin, Las Vegas, up for sale for a price of $3.99 million. This enormous mansion, which spans 8,845 square feet, was built in the year 2001. The property was purchased by Harrison in 2016, and he made an investment of around $600,000 in the improvements. Especially noteworthy is the fact that the flooring in the formal sitting area is composed of acid-washed granite. With a price tag of $45,000, the planks were painstakingly chopped into pieces and then mounted to seem like hardwood. There are 2 bedrooms located on the lower level of the home, and there are 2 more bedrooms located on the top level. Additionally, the home features 7 bathrooms, in addition to a fitness center that may also double as a comfortable bedroom. Additional facilities include an elevator and a central sound system that enables music to be played in any room via a smartphone. The home theater is meant to accommodate 12 people and comes with a screen that is 150 inches in size and a curtain. Additionally, there is a wine cellar that can store over 1,000 bottles. On the other hand, it is available for purchase. If you found this video entertaining, please click the like and subscribe buttons, as well as click on the following video that appears on your screen.